Hello fellow gamers, I'm Christopher Chrisman of Retro Game Network, and coming up next, a look at last week's featured stories on the RGN Files for the week ending Saturday, October 13, 2018. In the RGN Files this week, automobile manufacturer Tesla has officially released version 9.0 of their operating system software. As previously reported, the company has made a variety of new offerings with the new update, including adding the capabilities of playing a selection of Atari video games using the touchscreen dashboard. While it was originally reported that the games to be included were Pole Position, Missile Command, and Tempest, the games that are presently available are actually Missile Command, Lunar Lander, and Centipede. All of the versions of the games that are included are based on Atari's original arcade cabinetry. It had been originally stated that Pole Position would take advantage of the steering wheel as a method of a controller input. However, since the game has not yet been included with the software update, none of the games take advantage of the physical wheel as far as turning it is concerned. Tesla has stated that the car must be engaged in park in order for the games to function. Most owners of Tesla models S, X, or 3, alongside of Tesla's mobile app users, should already have received the upgrade. Other non-video game related updates to the system software version 9 include improvements to their dashboard camera devices, climate controls and navigational systems, alongside of the autopilot feature, which is planned for future implementation. As technology rapidly advances, retro gamers are always on the lookout for various methods of connecting our older systems to modern televisions. While many players do what they can to try to get their consoles working on an HDMI-based television set, some gamers still prefer using a CRT television while still aiming for the best possible picture and sound. Castlevania Games has announced that a new wave of component cables that are compatible with the Sega Genesis are currently available for pre-order. The cables, created by HD Retrovision, are 6 feet in length and take advantage of an aluminum mylar braided shielding and are also RoHS compliant. They have an impedance of 75 ohms as well as a video interface capability of CEA 770.2-D with 175 ohm load per channel. In order to use these cables, your television or monitor display needs to support 240p video signals via YPB-PR, also known as the RCA style red, green, blue connections. These connectors were developed with the Model 2 version of the Sega Genesis console in mind, however can be used on a Model 1 if you purchase a separate adapter. The cables can be purchased in advance directly from Castlevania Games for a cost of just under $63. The cables are scheduled to be shipped out on December 7th of this year. And finally this week, Limited Run Games has officially released a physical edition of the 8-Bit Adventure Anthology. The collection, which was first released last year by Abstraction Games, contains the 3 NES ports of the classic MacVenture video game series. The titles included in the package, consisting of Shadowgate, Deja Vu, and The Uninvited, were originally released for the Apple Macintosh computer platform in the mid-1980s, however were later ported to the original NES console, with various graphical and musical changes later on in that decade. The collection offers a variety of different filters and styles, and features the same mind-blowing puzzles, graphics, and music that mesmerized the Nintendo generation. Limited Run Games released the PlayStation 4 version of the game on physical media for the very first time this past Friday, with a total of 3,000 units being made available. The entire inventory, however, sold out over the weekend, selling for just under $25 per copy. Those that missed out on the physical edition can still purchase the game via the PlayStation Network or via the Steam platform. Limited Run Games states that the optical versions are still in manufacturing and that there is no official statement on when the games will begin shipping. That's it for this week's edition of the RGN Files. For those listening on VGM on FM, please stay tuned. There'll be more music coming up shortly. For complete details of any of this week's stories, visit RetroGameNetwork.com, and be sure to check us out on our social media outlets, on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Retro Game Network, and on Twitter and Twitch at RetroGameNet. For the RGN Files, I'm Christopher Chrisman. This week's news stories provided by the following: Autoblog, Castlevania Games, Electrek, Limited Run Games, Tesla. You're listening to VGM on FM on 107.9 WRML. Now, back to the music.